Charles Calhoun, aka the Shade Tree Pro. Let me see what I got on today. Always got my FootJoys. Always got my well, this is my Cleveland Wedge, but I always keep my Callaway clubs with me. So what am I gonna do today? I'm just gonna hit some wedge. Hey, it's Friday, you know. Can't get to the bar yet. So I'm just gonna hit some wedges. I know many people say, well, we don't never see your ball flight. Well, you know, that ain't my fault. You know, I'm paying for this. So you want to see my ball flight, you got to come out to the driving range with me. I got all kinds of ball flights. That's a little straight one. Sometimes I'm just warming up. I just got here to the range. So I'm just warming up. So I'm probably gonna hit a few bad ones, but that's okay. This is one that I do a little draw. You know, like Tiger said, he's got great hands. He ain't the only one. All of us brothers got good hands. Ask them girls. I don't know if the video is going to show that, but you know, those are just some nice little draws that I do. Like you got a pin that's stuck in the corner or something like that, and you just want to flip it back into it. Let's turn it over with a little draw. You know, it's nothing really changed, regardless if it's hitting wedges. It's like Count Yogi said, it's just a stroke. I set up all the same, got my nice setup all the same. Feel my feet like I want to. And I just swing. We were on, on Facebook, and I had some guys on there. We were having this debate about swinging, hitting. Look, dude, a swing is a swing is a swing, and you can't hit this golf ball, you know, unless you use a swing to do it. Now, I made a comment where I said you can call a crocodile a lizard if you want to, but at the end of the day, I promise you, you won't go put your hand in that crocodile's mouth as well as you go pick up a lizard. So, you know, a swing is a swing is a swing, and it don't change. Those are nice. I'm hitting about, I don't know, was about 85, 90 yards. Like I said, I'm just warming up. But they're all pretty much right at the target. One of my buddies back home, Todd Muncie, he'd asked me to do a video on chipping. And, you know, and I'm gonna do one. But I don't see chipping really any different than, you know, it's still a swing. Just that was the argument about, you know, whether I go from here to there, whether I take it there, I'm still swinging it back. You see what I mean? It's just a swing. So the thing is, even when you're chipping, all you're doing is maybe bring your feet a little closer, or you can still chip with your feet apart. There's people who do that. But the only thing it is, it's still a swing. It doesn't matter. You're still letting the club swing. You know, you can see it from this point of view. You're still just letting the club swing, no matter what. See, so we try to make it something more than what it is, and it's not. You know, it's still, even if you're chipping, you still got to set up properly. My first rib dorsiflexion in foot, bending at the acetabules over the femoral heads, arms hang down, is still the exact same. The feeling from the big toe all the way down here to the back heel is still the same, and we're still just rocking it through and feeling feeling the club swing. You know, a lot of times when people are chipping, that I think the biggest problem with most people that I see, they do too much trying to keep their head still, and they get this, which they call a hitting action, but it's still a swing. What it is more of a decelerating action, because they don't know, and they don't know how the club's going through the ball. See, a lot of times, you know, and that's why they stall on it, you know, and just all you're doing is just picking up grass and letting it go. You know, it's not that hard. It's basically sitting there. Now, one of the biggest problems that will get you in chipping now, and I had to learn this, science taught me this. I had to learn this for myself. I used to get a lot of weight on my left-hand side. But what I come to find out, now, if we just use common sense. Now, Todd, here's for you, Todd. Remember back in the days of football, if I wanted to go to the right side here, would I not push off of my left? And if I wanted to go to the right, wouldn't I not push off my right to go to the left? I mean, that's just how it is. But when most people are chipping and they get all their weight towards the left side, as they start bringing the energy down, it pushes them back, and that's what allows them to hit fat. And the more energy they put into it, the more it pushes them to the right. So I always said, you know, when you're chipping, and it took me some time to understand that, but you know, as I learned. But I understood that if I get my energy to feel like it's pushing right, then I can just keep my head moving, my body moving and all, and just swing. And see, that's my key to chipping, is that I get my energy pushing off the right, so my whole body and everything can just keep moving. And see, because all I'm doing really is, like, let's say for an example, if I took two balls, and let's say for an example, here's two balls right here, and my club, my club is this ball, or my club face, the leading edge is this ball. All I'm doing is trying to move this golf club to where now, as I said, this is like the imaginary ball. Let's just use that. That's where I'm addressing off of there. All I'm doing is trying to move. I'm trying to keep moving so I can hit the ground. So I can get the club to hit the ground. I know they use words like using the bounce and blah, 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 and all that stuff, but I got my own little secret of doing it, which I'm not gonna give that away. But you can still do it all the same here. All you're really doing is, like I said, all you're doing is moving. And here's the thing. I know you hear people all the time, and it's just, they always say, hey, hit the little earth and not the big earth. I'm gonna beg to differ on that. I'm gonna beg to differ to say that you need to hit the big earth and then let the little earth get in the way, which is the golf ball. So if you spend more time focusing on trying to hit the ground, then you get full extension of the golf club, full extension of it. And then you're able to hit probably better shots. But what happens when people decelerate is because they're trying to hit the golf ball. And as they try to hit the golf ball, then it requires too much precision. So we got all this mass of the club face. You see I'm hitting that pretty good. We got all this mass of the club face in a sense, so let's let it do what it do. Instead of just trying to hit it perfect to the spot, let's just try to hit the, here. Let's just try to hit the big earth. And I figure over time, if you keep trying to hit the big earth, then all of a sudden the ball's just gonna get in the way, and you will start using, quote unquote, the bounce. But me personally, I don't pay much attention to that. I use the face. The face hits the ball. All I do is I swing the face, and I got a precise way, like I just described, of how I'm doing it. I'm trying to hit the big earth. And if I chunk it, don't matter. That's what we're out here practicing for. But we just got to keep, and if and most of the time, I tell you right now, and I'm glad I did that. The most of the time when I hit that ball, because I went through some problems with it because I was pushing so much here. If I don't focus on the fact that the right side is pushing me left, a lot of times I'll do that. See, I just like to feel like, and it's not something massive that you have to do there. It's just getting the energy to start. Feel like it's going, that the right side is pushing me left. Because what that does, it moves the bottom of the arc from over here, in essence or whatever, to where it can go through the ball to get over here. And that's the whole concept of what's described of using the bounce, so it bounces, slides off the ground, however, and hits the ball. Now you look at that. Now I got so many ways of, like, you know, when I'm chipping. Now if you see here, I'm just doing like the Steve Stricker style, just basically rocking it through, but my body's still moving. But you see, I'm not doing much with my hands or anything like that. I'm just rocking it back and forth, just like that. But, you know, I do have others where I can set there and I can set my wrist a little bit. And that's a different kind of shot that I hit. I do that. I also got one, this is one of my fun shots, that I'll sit there when I practice and I'll do it like a recoil. You know, that's just me. And I do that drill, just getting used to feeling like, you know, when we, back in the day, and Todd, you know, back in the day, we take a stick, slam it and stick it down in the ground. That little recoil drill that I just did right there, that's just me getting a feeling of sticking it in the ground. And see, if I stuck it in the ground like that, that ball still took off. So that's just that's the thing that I do to teach me, you know, how to hit the ground, that I want to hit the ground. I'm trying to take the club down into the ground. So it's just little things. And it doesn't matter. Even if I'm trying to hit one up in the air, hitting them more a little softy, it's still a swing, regardless, or a stroke. Even if I'm opening up a little bit, and then you can see I don't do a lot of turning my body, you know, that. I just get the pressure, like I said, pushing to the right. I'm not trying to do too much over here on the left side, because all the left side really doing this left foot, the way it opens up, it's just conforming to the ground, where the right side is just pushing me over. And so, and then, like I said, if I want to hit one a little higher, you know, I just may open it up a little bit and stuff, and just what, I still hit the ground. I still try to hit the ground. I hit all kinds of nice little shots, little soft little shots. So, you know, Todd, I said I would do that for you, man. So, get at a try, bro. You know, make it simple. It's nothing special that you have to do. You didn't hear me talk about, oh, I got to hold my grip special this way. Nah, not at all. All I do is, and if you want to talk about what I do when I grip, all I do is just I don't grip the golf club. I hold the grip, and I hold it well enough to where that club face is wherever I want. I don't care if the V's are pointing here. I don't care if they're pointing there. All I know is I want this club face to point where I want it to point. So when I'm hitting the shot. So that, like I said, again, that's for you, Todd. Get at a try. Just gonna hit some more shots here. Oh. This is my 52-degree wedge. This is one of my favorite shots. Like that chip shot I was showing you there, look, I get my right side pushing me over here, and this is a shot, I love hitting this little shot right here. Because I don't have to do anything. That's just a little punch that I just lean here. Watch this. I just lean here, and I just pick up. Because remember in my one video, I talked about the road already being set with the legs and how my feet are. I just pick it up and drop it into the ground. I love hitting that shot. Now, that's a steeper divot there, but let me tell you what. There are some times when I can hit this with a good ball, and I'll hit this on the green, and you're talking about getting some spin. But look at it. I'm just here. Now, even from this position, you know, I'm not spinning. All I'm doing, I'm already set where I'm at. I'm just moving over. I'm just dropping the arms to change the bottom of the arc through the big earth from here to over here. I'm letting my head, everything go. Just there. See that? Right there, and just move. And I can hit them things straight as a string. Like I say, it's Friday. Hey, man. You know I'm always trying to change stuff. I was at the home on my dartboard, throwing about darts. You know, everybody stands this way and throw darts. I never understood why. I guess because they're just like golf. Everybody tells you this is the way you do it, and you know, so nobody's really, tried any other. Lately, in my house, I haven't taken it to the bar. I'm gonna do it tonight. But lately, I've been standing like this because I know it's easier for the arm to go this way than it is, for an example, for it to rotate. See, there it goes. It's for it to rotate that way. So I've been standing like this, holding my dart, boom, boom. Like when you, because I'm thinking that the most important thing is to get the head square, in a sense, to be able, boom, to see exactly where you're going. And how does that relate to my my golf? Is that I start thinking the same thing. You know, when I look at this golf ball, if I make sure that my head is square, not too much of this, but you know, not so much of this, not so much way back here, but if it's square, then it makes it easier, you know, for me to, you know, keep this on the proper road. Keep swinging, as I call it, my car, swing it on the proper road. Just, we'll throw that in there. Because I will say something now. One of the biggest changes that I had in my golf grip was from learning how to throw darts. See, I learned that when you're throwing darts, that this thumb is back behind this finger because it allows for that pushing action. And see, and I used to grip with my finger right here, and it would flick a little bit too much for me. So in my golf grip, I just kind of slid my thumb, you know, kind of down a little bit like there, so when I'm coming through, I can still have that same sensation. No different than when I'm throwing my dart. And it tended to work. Matter of fact, some of my buddies at the bar, and my local bar is the Florida Tap Room. Been going there for years. Got a lot of good friends to go there. But yeah, that was just something interesting, you know. It's like, because you never know how certain things relate. Because remember, the most important thing about darts is aiming. And I personally think that the most important thing about playing golf, got that chopper going. I mean, here at Marriott, you get all kinds of stuff, you know. Funny, you don't see a bobcat run by. But the thing is that, you know, the important thing we're trying to do is aim. So if we find better ways to aim, even using darts or whatever, hey, why not? I hope you can see some of these shots on the video. Well, I tell you, you know, it's just good. Feels good. Like I say, that's my 52, and I'm hitting, look, which it's all the same. You know, I take my pitching wedge. It doesn't matter, you know, they're still punch shots. Same old, same old. Same action applies. I just love hitting those little punch shots like that. Little draw. like I said, I just sat there. And it's not so much that it's back in my stance, way back or anything of that nature. It just looks a little bit like that because I'm kind of leaning, you know, I'm pushing my weight right in a sense. So I'm there, and then I just let my head rotate. And that is the key, or one of the keys, is that when I'm leaning here, I don't try to keep my head still. I let it rotate. I let it rotate in the direction in which I'm swinging. And it's not too bad. This is Charles Calhoun, aka the Shade Tree Pro, and always good golfing.
What's up, my man?
Not much, man. How you do?